The year is 1934 and it's the 19th of April. A London gynaecologist is walking around the loch when he spots something that catches his eye. He quickly grabs his camera and snaps 4 photos. Only 2 of these photos come out clear in the exposure, but one of them is discredited for its blurriness. The other one goes down in history as one of the most iconic photos of the 20th century. I'm Jamie's Day, your favourite day of the week, and this is the hunt for the Loch Ness Monster. Monsters have been a part of our history and mythology for thousands of years and provided enchantment to our lives in the form of video games, books, and even movies. I'm not sure about you, but the idea of a dragon coming down and having a donkey's babies gets my loins tingling in the morning. Now, one of these monsters that has made a big name for itself is the Loch Ness Monster, said to reside in the Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. And let me tell you, there's a magical story behind this one. But before I do tell you this magical story, make sure you smash that like button harder than Donkey smashed that dragon in Shrek 2. And if you haven't yet, make sure you give that subscribe button a little tickle and a kiss. It really helps the channel grow. Anyway, back to our magical story. Our story begins in the year 565 AD in William Wallace Land at the River Ness, where the first reports of our beautiful Nessie appear. In the book The Life of St. Columba by Adam Nan, the tale goes that the Irish monk St. Columba was staying in the land of the Picts with his companions when he encountered the locals burying a man by the river. They explained that the man had been attacked by a water beast while swimming that mauled and dragged him underwater. They had tried to rescue him on a boat, but he was killed before it was too late. Now, St. Columba sent one of his followers into the river, and the water beast approached. He made the sign of the cross and said, "Go no further, do not touch the man, go back." The monster stopped as it had been restrained by ropes and fled the scene. This story has been used to bolster the claims of the Loch Ness Monster. However, many skeptics point this to that a lot of medieval tales had water beasts in them. It is 1933 where our modern enthusiasm of the Loch Ness Monster comes from. In 1933, George Spicer and his wife were on the road adjacent to the loch when they saw a most extraordinary form of animal cross their car's path and disappear into the water. The animal they compared to a dragon or prehistoric creature, and the incident was reported in a Scottish paper and numerous sightings followed this incident. The creature is said to have a striking resemblance to the plesiosaur, a long-necked aquatic reptile that went extinct 65 million years ago. In December of the same year, the Daily Mail commissioned a big game hunter, Marmaduke Wetherell, to locate this creature. Upon his search, he found large footprints that belonged to a very powerful, soft-footed animal, about 20 feet or 6 meters long. Despite this footprint being proven to be a hoax and false, this spurred many people on to get a sighting of this monster. Circus owner Bertram Mills offered £20,000 to anyone who could bring him this monster alive, which is around £300,000 in today's money. On the 19th of April 1934, the iconic and world-renowned surgeon's photo was taken and sparked international sensation. The photo was supposedly taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson, a London gynaecologist, but his refusal to have his name associated with the photo led it to be known as the surgeon's photo. Now, in 1934, faking such a photo with computer images would be proven extremely difficult as it didn't have the software we had today, and even if it was fake, a lot of people wouldn't know the ins and outs of a fake and real photo, so this photo was considered evidence for the next 60 years of proof of the Loch Ness Monster and became one of the most iconic images of the 20th century. During World War II, the Loch Ness Monster was used as propaganda by the Allies and Nazis. In 1940, the Allies sent word to the Allied prisoners that the Loch Ness Monster was still alive, conflicting the Nazi bombing reports that it had been killed in a bombing run. The 50s saw a great surge as everyone wanted to see the creature and try and grab a photograph. In July 1955, Peter McNab took a photograph depicting 2 long black humps in the water. But it was not made public until 1957 in Constant White's book More Than a Legend. Again, similar to the photo of 1934, it was also considered fake and could have been a wave ripple effect. People flocked to the loch trying to get a view of this monster. Witness accounts and images have appeared over time, claiming to have seen the monster, but none have been proven to be conclusive. Among a lot of these sightings and images that come out, there's also been many searches of the loch, most notably in 1987 and 2003. In 1987, Operation Deep Scan had 24 boats equipped with echo sounding equipment which were deployed across the width of the loch, which simultaneously sent acoustic waves. BBC News reported that the scientists made sonar contact with an unidentified object of unusual size and strength. Analysis of the echo sounder images indicated debris at the bottom of the loch, although 3 of these images indicated motion. However, it was speculated that based on the size, it may have been sealed, so it entered the loch. In 2003, the BBC then sponsored a search of the loch using 600 sonar beams and satellite tracking. Similarly to 1987, nothing substantial was found. The scientists involved admitted that the Loch Ness Monster was indeed a myth. So, if there is no conclusive proof or evidence of the Loch Ness Monster existing, how can the sightings and photos be explained, I hear you ask? I heard it. I heard you say, how, Jamie? What do the sightings mean? What are they? Let's find out. In his 1984 article in the British Journal of Photography, Stuart Campbell analysed the famed photo. The original version of the surgeon's photograph shows a dark band along the top of the image and provides a sense of scale between the monster and the loch. In the version published by the Daily Mail, the image is substantially cropped in, blurring the subject's shape and skewing its scale to suggest that it is substantially larger. After comparing the 2 versions, Campbell concluded that the object in the water could have only been a few feet long at most. He speculated that it might have been a seabird or an otter. 10 years later, the surgeon's photo was proven to be a hoax, 60 years after it first appeared in the Daily Mail. Christopher Sperling, the stepson of Marmaduke Wetherell, who faked the footprints, admitted his involvement in the photo's production. After Sperling revealed the photograph as a hoax, he explained that Wetherell had enlisted his help to create a model of the monster's neck and place it on a toy submarine. Robert Kenneth Wilson was chosen to give this photograph to the press because of his trusted reputation as a doctor. Ronald Binns, author of 2 skeptical Loch Ness Monster books, said there is probably no single explanation for the monster. He states that an aspect of human psychology is the ability to see what the eye wants to see and expects to see. Misidentified animals, inanimate objects or effects, and hoaxes all contribute to the sightings. Native animals to the Loch Ness, which include eels and otters, could have been mistaken for Nessie. In 2006, a paleontologist claimed that the surgeon's photo may have been an elephant's head with an extended trunk. He said that travelling circuses may have allowed elephants to bathe in the loch and provided a painting to support this. Other claims can be boiled down to tree logs being misinterpreted and waves and ripples in the lake being confused as Nessie. So while our wonderful Loch Ness Monster has never been proven, the myth surrounding it provides roughly £41 million to the Scottish economy each year in tourism. In 2005, a triathlon started its swim in the Loch Ness, and it provided £1 million of insurance against bites from Nessie. However, if a water-dwelling monster was to live anywhere in Britain, the Loch Ness would be an ideal location for this. The heavy peat deposits make it difficult for instruments to penetrate the cloudy water. The loch also contains more fresh water than the lakes in England and Wales combined, and has the deepest point of 227 metres. So maybe, just maybe, there's hope that our hero Nessie still exists. I've been Jamie's Day, your favourite day of the week, and that was the hunt for the Loch Ness Monster. If you have enjoyed, make sure you do leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Peace. Now, one of these monsters that has made a big name for itself is of course the Loch Ness Monster, who is said to reside in the Lake Loch Ness. It's not a lake, it's a loch. Fuck off. One of these monsters that has made a big name for itself is the Loch Ness Monster, who resides in the lake. It's not a lake, it's a fucking loch. I've said it twice. Fuck off.